Good evening and welcome back to ARMA Team League Season 4, Week 5. Hope everyone has had a nice Sunday or will be having a nice Sunday. With you tonight is Veggie, and Jaffa will be joining me very soon as he is available. To begin with, we'll quickly go back and have a look at the stats screen here, as we normally do at the start of each night. We covered this a little bit, me and Jeff, at the end of last night's stream, but for those of you who didn't see that, yeah, there was in the last 2 weeks, we've had a big shake-up of the table, I really feel. The center of the table has sort of conglomerated into a whole bunch of teams that are all sort of within 1 or 2 wins of making the top 8. And, teams like the FA agents and have made big leaps and bounds in most recent games. They're trying to overcome some of that deficit. Hey, Gunflies, hope you're doing well, dude. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, so it's exciting. And as we always say, keep fighting, because all it takes is a couple wins in a row, 2 or 3, and you can pull yourselves out of crazy deficits with this league scaling on the first places and things like that. It's not over until it's over. So, in relation to that, tonight we'll be watching both of the first table games, so Games 1 and Games 1 in the next 2 Hanchans. So we'll be going in first here with Tanya Sensation, Itsu Anko, Furutan Double Reach, and Urasan Babera. And then following it up with Tanya Sensation, Junkan Sumatal, Dream Riichi Fingers. So we'll be watching another one of Cheese's games we watched yesterday, but I think he's playing all his group games tonight and this week, so this will be the only time you really get to see him until he makes the finals, if he makes the finals. Other than that, I think we're seeing 2 of the newer people in the second game. I have to double check. I don't think I've seen We Are Lord for Junk and Sumo for sure, but I didn't catch exactly who was streamed last week when I wasn't here, so I can't say for certainty. But yeah, exciting. And all the games have fired up and have started, so I will load up our table here and update the seeding order so that we have all the information available on stream for your viewing pleasure. And again, I've reset this up to go through Chrome, so there shouldn't be any weird hiccups that I wasn't aware that would be happening because of Opera GX doesn't work. Which was very cool to find that out as the stream started. So give me one moment here to update the overlay. It shouldn't be too long unless it takes me too long again because I'm slow. I feel like a couple times I've been casting Cheese, and I feel like almost every time he winds up in the North Sea. I don't know if he specifically cares, but yeah, some people do. Tanya Sensation. Should be correct. Yes, very good. And now I will push that to stream. Alrighty. Yes. It's probably a much easier way to do this, but I am a scuff streamer and I don't know what I'm doing. So, this will be Cheese's 3rd game in all. He got a 4th and a 1st in the previous games that he played last night. Other than that, I'm just gonna quickly have a quick look at the standings here.
Hello.
Oh, hey Jaffa, welcome in.
Thank you.
We're just having a look at to see where these players are sort of standing. So we have Riichi, who has played 2 games up until now, with a positive score. Cheese is, I think, just a little bit negative because of the 4th. They are on the way though. But he hasn't updated the individuals actually, so that's worthless. Never mind.
Here we start.
Yeah, we're well underway. So we've got here. What have we got here? So Bapanada deciding it's off for Yura-san. Yura-san will be looking to try and climb a little bit further up the ladders here to try and get themselves into a bit of a safer position. Starting with a pretty average hand.
Wild Star, starting with 4 Dora, 9-pin Anko, Aka 5-pin. No Yaku, but...
Yeah, this is a really good hand because you can actually make use of everything. And he's got a...
Is that
Yeah,
Senpai?
that's Senpai.
It's Senpai, waiting on the
Just
Kanchan 5 mon, 3 left in the wall.
So Reika to our north here, probably... I mean, the hand was Honitsu knocking, but it's pretty fast, so you can probably just safely fold this away.
But, well, they'll probably cut a lot of their, like, wins that are safe. But it will be interesting to see how far they push their hand. Like a turn 3 Riichi with like those discards, you have like no information to go off.
Yeah, all terminals and honors, like, you're pretty much guessing. So yeah, it is the first decision for us for the safe one, so...
Yeah. Cheese's hand is progressing. Ish down turn. We'll have to cut some scary tiles, like that 5-bit. But without anything like, any way to fold and any information, you just
push, yeah. It's just, you're just guessing. Like, you've got nothing to go off.
Yeah. And like, you're hoping that they have like a kind of a bit of a rubbish hand. Like, their weight isn't great, but it's made up for by just the hand value. It's already like a manga.
Yeah, so normally when you see these early Riichis, you're thinking, oh, maybe they have a cheat toy. They might have, maybe, Riichi Pinfu, something like that going on. Even just Riichi Nomi sometimes, but you're not going to be expecting to fall into 4 Dora.
Yes, not from turn 3. It was like interesting decision for Cheese because they've run 8-pin is Suji. I was like wondering if they would cut the 5-mon just to
Not now.
Tenpai waiting on 4, so only 1 left in the war. 3 of them are held in Wildstar's hand, and of course, if they do draw it, they will just can't.
Yeah, exactly, and yeah, for that matter, there is 2 5-mon still left in the wall for Wildstar. So Wildstar actually with the better weight. Oh, and the 4th Dora. Now that's a
Wildstar will card. Now everyone will see like a Dora card.
Yeah. Now you know what's afoot, and
Cheese is probably like sweating now. It's like, oh, of course this happened. And just imagine if the 4th gets cards as well.
Yeah, that would completely crush the spirits. Bapanada, oh, never mind.
They sumo.
They sumo it. Ura gave nothing.
That's at least a Hanemon. Can I hit Ura?
I wanted to see a Baimon.
They just miss out on the Baimon, but still. 13k.
Yeah, starting off with a Hanemon is a pretty good start to a Hanchan, I do have to say.
Yeah.
So yeah, now Wildstar with that big win will take their first dealership of the Hanchan here. Got some Shoku chances here.
Yeah, you can kind of see like a 7, 8, 9 star Shoku. Does mean that you don't need to find your pair elsewhere. So I think I'd be reluctant to open for it, but definitely like just to keep it around for the hand value.
Yeah, for sure. And everyone else's hands are pretty average. Well, anyone with a Dora, that's not an Arca, is Bapanada. You did have to eat that Oyakubari Hanemon on your dealer turn. That feels great.
Cheese also presented with like a
Sanshoku
chance of a 1, 2, 3, but all the shapes are kind of bad.
Yeah, all Penchans or Kanchans.
Yeah. So would rather just play the more efficient route. They do feel like they Kanchan though.
Yeah, they found one of them, and yeah, they're just going for efficiency, so I imagine we'll probably see the fry. Yeah, you could probably just throw the Freeman, right? Okay, get rid of the extra pair.
Cut. There is like a chance that you can just redraw your Sanshoku, but I don't know if that's cheats or like put too much on that. So the 3-mon may come out now. Yeah. So keep their Rishanten. No, still 2 Shanten, sorry.
7's so good because that means you got another. You can slim down to another Rian man as well. So.
Yeah, that was a good draw for cheese.
But yeah, everyone just waiting on progressing their hands. Wildstar is not much closer to their Sanshoku to 79.
Yeah, they're still not Yashanten just yet. Yashanten for cheese.
If he had kept the one Freeman, he could have gotten the Sanshoku. But you're not to know that.
Well, yeah, but then it's like...
Yeah, you're still waiting on the 2-mon.
Your weight's kind of bad, and... Yeah. Alright, Adora pickup for Bapanada increases their hand value significantly.
Yeah, can use this as a pair if they want.
Can think about opening for, like, just a Tanya. Rika, that's Rika, right?
Yeah, Rika. Yeah, Rika.
Rika pairs up the Haku, but there are already 2 discarded.
Yeah.
So, interesting to see.
Yeah, this... I'm not too sure. I think you'd have to cut the Haku here.
Yeah. I think you cut the Haku, keep the Hatsu as your pair.
Doesn't though.
Doesn't? Okay, so Haku will be their pair, so they're relying on the last Hatsu to complete their hand. There was 1 6-so out, I guess. So maybe, but
yeah, I guess so.
Maybe they think 6-so is just all used up in people's hands, and it kind of is. So waiting on that 5.
Can't see a lot of
5-7 shape are very good. Isn't very good.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of high Sozo tiles, I guess. So you're a bit worried maybe that they're all sort of in hands, but.
Tenpai for cheese, just Riichi pin through Dora. They managed to pick up the Dora for the Tenpai, waiting on the 8-5-so, which of course gets drawn on the Apatsu by Bapanada. Naturally. In any case, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 in the wall, 2 in the wall because he just draws his winning tile on the Apatsu. Right. Doesn't hit Ura for the Hanuman, but still Mangan.
Still Mangan, and yeah, 2 quick starts here for both Wildstar and Cheese.
Yeah.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna remember to take notes. Hold on. But yeah, so East 3 very quickly. East 2. Cheese. Yep. All right. Quick Chunpon from Cheese, as he is known for.
He does. He can still like pivot this hand to like a Honetsu shape if he gets really lucky draws, or else like has the ability to accept like 2 Adora. Wildstar does pair up Dora, so they're also got pretty good shapes. May need to Riichi though.
Yeah, I imagine this will be a Riichi hand. There's too many pairs right now, so unless you want to cut them slowly.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see the 9-mons being cut. Tenpai for Bapanada, waiting on the 3-6-mon. Gets drawn by Wildstar.
5 left on the wall. Yeah, very good weight for Bapanada.
Riichi pin through Sanshoku chance on the 6-mon.
Yeah, very
just
good.
with it. Otherwise, it is just Riichi Pinfu. There are still 3 6-mons in the wall.
Yeah.
I think It can be accepted by just about most players. Maybe not Wildstar. Depends on how they draw.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Chi from Reika here might be eyeing up an Open Itsu, I guess.
Yeah, Open Itsu can just be double ton.
Yeah, that's
if
true.
they
Yeah.
get the pawn, or possibly a Chanta, but they will have to cut the Uka 5 man and draw the 1 man.
Okay.
Yeah, so Ton gets given to Rika. Now they're Tenpai on 2/5 man. Cheese calls the Tenpai.
Has to decide if he wants to throw the 4-pin into this Riichi here.
Has the option to cut the safer upper Manzuri Yanmen.
Yep.
Especially when the especially when we see 3 of the 9 mans out. So
yeah,
perhaps
exactly.
Yeah. The weight isn't so good.
Another manga.
And yeah, Riker gets the Mangan for a double Tondor 2.
Yeah, great pickup for Riker here. And unfortunately, Bapanada with the deal-in does sink down to 4,000 points by E3. That's never a great feeling.
So yeah, they've unfortunately for them, everyone's gone ahead, left them in kind of the dust. But they do still have a dealership, so they can make their comeback.
Exactly, yeah. It's not over until the last South 4 hand is done. But with East 1 repeat here, we have the rank of a dealer with 2 Akadora and Dora Acceptance, looking to pose a pretty decent threat. Can go this open Tanyao Dora free.
Like so this could be like another 12k hand. They can get that 4-pin. If Wildstar doesn't connect it soon, they may cut it.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, if they get into Tenpai, they will probably cut the 4-pin.
Yeah.
Cheese will probably eventually cut the Chun. He likes to hold on to them for a while, but it will come out of his hand eventually because
eventually that Chun will come. Yeah, and I think Wildstar
has a pair.
Will take it for Dora. Yeah, it's writing is on the wall. That's for sure.
Yeah, so unless Wildstar can connect up the 4-pin before Cheese advances their hand, it will. Oh, never mind. Riker gets into Tenpai by himself, waiting on the 4-man 8. So Riichi's
2 left in the wall.
2 left in the wall.
So Wildstar's 4-man should be safe for now. Babanada's 8 so will probably be safe. But, I guess we'll have to see.
If the players are folding, then there's no reason they'd cut those tiles. Just kind of like why for this, I kind of prefer the Dama. There's definitely like a bunch of weight upgrades you can like sort of hope for to also get Pinfu in your hand.
Yeah. I think I would have liked to have seen a Dama for a couple draws, maybe.
Rather just Dama until you get like a weight upgrade, or just try to like get a sneaker. Wait for someone to sneakily cut those tiles and just run on them. But Cheese kind of pushing with that 7, so I think they just lack any sort of safe tile.
Yeah, Cheese is a bit stuck right now.
Yeah.
Throws a Suji here, but yeah, it's not looking great.
Keeps their Ishan 10, and cutting a Suji 2-pin. Can still accept for their Pinfu Dora 1. Will they push the 1 man?
Yeah, they had another 2-pin.
Yeah, not. So they lose the acceptance on the 3-pin. But they don't want to cut the 1 man until maybe they get Tenpai.
Yeah.
The 3-man is also not good. And Cheese is out.
Yeah, Cheese is out here. not enough value, and the the dealers already.
Tenpai for Wildstar has to cut the Dora.
Yeah,
doesn't want to.
I don't blame that.
Would rather Dora Chunky, I suppose,
Mm-hmm.
if they can get there.
For another one, so yeah.
6-0 is Nakasuji, if I read it correctly.
Yeah, it's Nakasuji.
7-0 is safe.
Oh, sorry, I've left the music on too high again, chat. I'm sorry. Just scale it down a bit. Sorry about that.
They keep drawing the Sozu tiles, and now they've drawn one. Okay, so they can cut the two-so, which is safe.
Yep, and does.
Yeah, so you can cut 2-so, 3-so.
So yeah, this last 4-man and 8s are still in the wall. I've not seen
Yes.
either of them come out yet.
2 in the wall still. There are 9 tiles left to draw. 8 pin safe.
6-0 is still Nakasuji.
6-0 is Nakasuji, but
You're...
does Cheese have a Cheese is technically Ishanten. So if the 4-pin comes out, Tenpai for Wildstar.
Yeah, on the
Waiting on the Dora Chunky. Only 1 left.
Can't imagine Papanada takes this.
Kenshi for Tenpai though has to cut 2 man and does so.
Okay, yep, well.
But does give Haite to oh no! Does give Haite to Rege, but it becomes a Hote for the Dora. Hote Chun Dora 2 Mangan. That is so rude.
And yeah, Runespism right here. This is a limits only table.
Yeah.
You are
nothing less than Mangan allowed.
Oh,
and like
wow.
if you don't have a Mangan, the wall will make it a Mangan. So Riker still had 2 tiles left in the wall as well, right?
Yeah, they were both dead wall. That's actually really unfortunate.
Oh no.
So, Cheese's first dealership of the game has Haku pair, which has now been drawn by Bapanada, so they will be muchy for now.
Has too many blocks in their hand, so
yeah,
5-man is probably not that useful.
4-pin.
There's also a lot of 4-pin, kind of, I guess, a chanter kind of cute,
yeah,
but also like again they have like too many blocks in their hand, so they can just cut a block.
It wasn't connected to anything here either, so.
Yeah, it is also redundant, but so is like the 5.
Yeah, exactly. So. There was a bunch. Yeah. Just having a look to see actually the doors. I mean, it's pretty average. Wildstar's hand is nice. Obviously, 2 Arca.
2 Arca, Ipe code chats, but the 1-man may just become their pair. Yeah, it's a little bit of a backfire at the 4-pin discard. Draws a 5-man. Sorry, 5-pin.
Yeah. It's a tough situation.
Shape improvement for Wildstar, but they will have to cut the Dora to kind of use it.
Yeah, I think. I'd like seeing the 7-pin there, and I think probably if they see something else connect, the Arca 5 will come out next.
I don't know.
It's hard to
I guess
say. It depends on the player. Really.
No. the one backfire on like the 5-man is redrawing the Aka 5-man.
Yeah.
They can still technically use it if they draw their 6-man or even call it. It will be Atazuki and the Haku, which we see Mochi Mochi Bapanada.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bapanada is a Shanten though. With Dora 2. May have to cut one of those Dora, like right now, to get to Tenpai, waiting on the 8, so reach Dora 1. And go back into Ishanten, which they do to keep both Dora.
It doesn't feel like a great Tenpai, it really doesn't. You haven't seen any Haku.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're waiting on just 8 so for Riichi Dora.
Yeah.
Whereas if you, like, with this, you can, like, pawn the Haku. He doesn't know it's Mochi Mochi, of course. Pawn the Haku and wait on like the 3-6-man, or else connect a 6-man normally to say like a Riichi and possibly epic your chance. But in the meantime, Wildstar's gone to Tenpai, waiting on the 6-man, 9-man.
2 left in the wall, 1 of each.
Yes, 2 left in the wall. 6-man obviously gives the Dora, but also
Tanyao.
Tanyao, so Riichi Pinfu, Tanyao, Riichi Pinfu Dora 2 at least. Possibly Hanuman if they win off the 6-man.
6-man would be a big find. Cheese cuts the Haku.
Cheese cuts the Haku.
So yeah, Tenpai now for Bapanada as well.
They are Furiten, unfortunately. So that 3-man does mean they cannot run. So they would not be able to head bump 6-man if it did come out for whatever reason. Interesting. They can change their Tenpai if they draw around the Manzu, because they can cut the 1-so to keep like a weight around the Manzu.
There's the last 3-man.
Oh, they sumo.
Yeah. She's also just Riichi waiting on the 6-man, which were obviously all dead.
Yeah.
But Bapanada managing to find the sumo. Unfortunately, no Mangan. Or was it? No, it wasn't.
Not a Mangan.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was not Mangan.
No, it was like a 4K hand.
Yeah, 4K, yeah.
That plus 2 Riichi sticks.
Yeah.
But they do have a chance to make it work here with a nice starting hand. Hatsudora 1.
Yeah, Hatsudora 1. Good shapes all around. Really.
Okay, pairs up the 9, which is now Yakuhai.
Yep.
Cheese is with a tough hand.
Cheese is a very slow hand. Probably will be out of it on this one unless the hands clog up.
We'll need to... Well, they pair up Haku, but one has already been cut. Could see maybe like a... No, it's probably just going to be like a Haku Dora kind of hand.
Yeah. If anything, yeah.
Bapanada, Pons Hatsu, Ishanten.
Ishanten and pretty good weights.
Yeah, guaranteed Ryanman. Raika slowly catching up. Tenpai for Bapanada. Waiting on 2 5-man.
2 5-man.
So we 1 5-man left, 1 2-man left. So 2 tiles in the wall. It may 6-man is Dora. Can switch their weight.
Only 1 5-man left because the other one's the indicator.
No, including that one.
1, 2. Oh, yeah, that is a 6-man.
Yeah. So now they've changed their weight to like the 6-man 9, so Shanpon. Also 2 tiles in the wall, so technically not a weight decrease.
Yeah, and obviously this allows you to get more Dora.
Yeah, it does increase their hand value. Ishanten for Raika. Just non-Dora.
Yeah, just non-Dora, but... if you can take the dealership away from Bapanada, it's all the better, right?
Yeah. If they draw Bapanada's winning tiles, they may deal in.
Yeah. 9-so will almost definitely come out. The 6-man is just going to be very hard to use.
Yeah.
So you probably just try and Sashikomi it this early, which of course
It's not early anymore.
Yeah.
3 players have opened and they've already cut all these middle tiles. I think if you're going to fold, you fold now.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Cheese is doing
Yeah.
right there. So you cut their Paku pair from their hand. They're not going to fight this.
Nah. Yeah, Jesus' hand was just not quite far enough. Yeah, Tenpai for now for Raker as well.
Waiting on the 3 so 3 left in the wall.
3 left in the wall. Blessed be. And Wildstar now also. Ah no, that is 3 pairs. I cannot count today.
Yeah, Wildstar's still not quite Tenpai. One of the 3 throws gets drawn by Cheese, probably won't come out.
Nah. Cheese has a fair amount of safer tiles.
Yeah, I think Cheese can probably fold this without issue. Oh no! Bapana draws a 3, so we'll probably deal in, and so we see it. 2k. But more importantly, it does end Bapanada's dealership, so now they have a lot of a tougher chance to sort of escape the situation. We'll need to aim for kind of Mangun plus hands.
Yeah, Bapanada now 16,000 points behind third at this stage, so yeah, we'll need to try and hit some really big hands soon.
Now.
Yeah.
We've got 3 rounds to sort of turn it around.
But Wildstar with their dealership, pair of Hatsu with a Nan, and there's a bunch of Sozo tiles can go for a Honitsu shift if they find the right stuff, if they want.
Getting rid of this sort of extraneous 2, so keeping the south just in case they pair it up so they can do as you said.
Cheese.
Everyone else.
Yeah.
Cheese, yeah. Also, again, with like a sort of tough outside looking hand.
Very outside hand. Not trying to decide.
Cheese does sometimes call for like Chantanami, but
Chantanami. It's not the worst here, I think, because but I mean,
no, it's the problem is just that it doesn't help. Even if you win it, it doesn't help that much. It puts you at like high risk because you can't really defend. Bapanada, Chitoi Tenpai, suck into that really quickly.
Ishanten.
Like they will have to cut a pair.
Yeah, it does take
Takes a Riichi, waiting on 3 man. 3 left in the wall.
Riichi, Chitoi, Dora, Tanyao.
Yes. So this is their Mangun hand.
So Freeman is live, yes. So good decision here for Bapanada. Just
I think
a question if you can find it.
Yeah, so like I think with Chitoi, like sometimes you like to just like wait a little bit and try to find like a good Tunky, but the problem is that a lot of the really good Tunkies for Bapanada lose Tanyao, so your sort of once cut honors or your terminals, and there's not really many 2s that you can wait on. Obviously, if you wait on 2 pin, your 2 man you can't wait on. So there's a chance that you could draw like Dora and Dora Tunky, but you probably don't need that much value.
That runs into its own risks. That ends up becoming very tough.
Yeah.
Ishanten now for Wildstar.
Yeah, Wildstar. Ishanten for Toy. Reika draws the 3 man, but they can use it in their hand.
And this is the problem with these sort of more middle-ish Chitoi weights is people can just tend to use them.
Yeah. They'll sort of just get collected and then people can still advance their hand if they get lucky.
Yeah.
There's still 2 in the wall.
Yeah, still 2 left, so it's not terrible odds really.
Wildstar had a chance to Khan. Chose not to, which is probably wise. 5 so is Suji on one side and Coveted now on the other side. So they may just push it.
Might have missed.
They cut the 7 man, which is not safe as far as I can tell.
No, very much not
Still
safe.
Masuji, yeah. Does lose acceptance on the 6-man, 9-man, but confirms Toy Toy.
No.
Well, that wouldn't have helped them.
It wouldn't have helped, but it gives the options. But yeah, you hate to feel that. Yeah, they might have missed the
Tenpai for cheese, waiting on 2-5 pin. We see
3, 4,
3 of them
5.
out.
Yeah.
So what? 1, 2, 3, 4.
No, 3
3
left on
left.
the wall. Yeah.
3 left on the wall. Okay, and one of them is the Dora double Dora 5 pin.
Well, also the Tenpai as well, but doesn't matter.
Well, that hits Tenpai for Toy Toy, but yeah, it doesn't matter because Babanada Sumo is their Haneman.
Yep, and that's what they needed to do.
And that's what now was Babanada's turn to simmer a big hand, and now the scores have become kind of even again.
Yes, with Wildstar was in the lead for that last hand, but with the Hanuman Sumo, did have to pay out. So
They still do have a lead.
They still do have a lead, but now it is a lot more reachable.
Okay, so early call for Wildstar, cheating the 1-2, 1 pin. Probably like a Honitsu, Chinitsu.
Honitsu or Chinitsu, yeah, I think that's what's looking likely here, especially now that East tile is gone. You're pretty much stuck going Chinitsu. Maybe Itsu, but
Rika.
It's a very fast hand. Yeah.
Also calling to quickly speed up their hand. They're a Shanten.
Rika
Bapanada 2 Honor Pons.
Yeah. It is showing 2 Han, very scary. But the hand itself is still a mess outside of that.
Still very far behind.
Whereas Raika is Shanten. With their 2 calls, which would just be Hatsu rather only.
Just Hatsu. Shape improvement for Bapanada. Alright, I was wondering, they could keep the 6 pin to float Toy Toy, but with Wildstar going for an obvious Pinsu heavy hand, you run the risk of just holding it on for too long and dealing in.
Yeah.
Shanten for Bapanada manages to increase their hand value heaps by drawing 2 Dora.
The 2 Dora is a good find for them, because that really brings up the value of the hand, obviously.
Yeah. Tenpai for Wildstar technically, but they do not have a Yaku, so they're forced to cut the 8-so.
Yeah, 8-so is safe at least to Rika, and it was to Babanada. So, he's fortunate in that. 4-pin's scary, but yeah, no hesitation. You can't really hesitate much with 2 calls.
Well, you have to. Well, they probably don't think Wildstar is Tenpai just yet. They don't have any sort of overflow, which isn't always the best method, but you also don't really want to just let
1 left for
Wildstar
Riker
win.
in the wall, by the way. Just a solitary 8-pin.
Isn't there 2-8? Oh no, one of them's a door indicator, yes. But just Hatsu Nomi.
Third 7.
Bapanada cannot cheat this for Tenpai.
Nah.
9-man.
It's a little...
Pushes it against a dealer. Probably just... Doesn't... Oh, Tenpai for Bapanada.
Yeah.
6 left in the wall.
Yeah, 6 left for Bapanada, which is a lot better. And Wildstar just accepted a 4-pin, which will spell doom if they find a 6-pin.
Not necessarily. They'd probably cut the Haku first.
Yeah, they will cut the Haku, but eventually.
But cheese.
Not that it matters.
It's a sneaky Tanya. Was also waiting on the 4-7, so wait. Tanya Nomi. Moves the dealership along, so now it's South 4.
Right.
The battle for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th is really close.
Yeah,
basically 2 Han difference.
Yeah, it's a 2.4k total.
Yes. So it will be interesting to see how others play, because first is a little bit out of reach for everyone except for Cheese. You will need like a Hanemon sumo to get first, which we've seen before.
We have.
So, but in doing so, you sort of risk losing the opportunity to come like second or third, or rather, yeah, second, which is also like a 40k swing. So
Cheese does start with a good hand here.
yes, they start with Dora 2. They have a tough Penchan in the Monsu shape.
Yeah.
Interesting to see if they just cut it like right now instead of relying on it. But they are Ishanten, and losing like the 7-man draw into Tenpai would be really
I don't mind seeing the 5-man come now, but I think as soon as something fits into the rest of the hand, that will probably be the first thing to come out.
Yeah. So Buck Banana had the option to, I think, cheese that 5-man. I don't know if it would have lowered their Shanten.
Yeah. They could have cheated and
but
taken
they lack just a bit of value to come second. Like 2k won't be enough unless they sumo.
Reika opening.
Opening for Junchan, I think.
Yeah.
Junchan Sashaku. They are a little bit far from that. Papadana now deciding to chi.
Yeah, and Reika declining the 1-man pon, so we'll be trying to aim for Sanshoku.
Yeah, no, that 1-man pon is, you can't, if you pon the 1-man, you kind of make your 2-3-man shape like just really bad. So I can see that path.
Yep. Yeah, Cheese did end up cutting the 5-8, holding on to a south for now, which is not live, so just holding off for safety, I guess.
Yes, holding it for safety. They have like they don't need it for their shapes. They've got Oriyaman, Ramen, Tenpai. Tenpai for Wildstar into like a Honitsu Chundora 1 Monkan level hand, waiting on 3 6-pin. Unfortunately for them, all the 3-pins are held in Cheese's hand, and there are 2 6-pins left, whereas Cheese gets into Tenpai waiting on 2 5-so.
Which is a lot more
5
live.
left in the wall, yes. And Wildstar doesn't. It got supers again.
This is disgusting.
On the 5-so.
Again.
I think that was again. So Dealer Mongan propels them straight into first.
Yep. So now this is Cheese's game to lose. That's
so.
So anyway, so looking at the rest of the table, so battle for 3rd and 4th is within winning
1K.
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, it's any hand. Wildstar needs 4,100, which is with the Honba, I 340 run off anyone, or a Rihan Pinfu Sumo, I think should.
Yeah,
30... maybe not quite enough. But Cheese already Tenpai, waiting on 5-8 pin. Only for Chunnomi, but it does extend their lead a bit. And they get it from their rival, which is massive.
Big find. Widens that gap a little bit more.
So now it is a 7,700 gap.
Which is exactly
430, but there is Mongun rounding, and there is Honba. So, or else it's a 5, or else it's like a 5-2 sumo, so a 420 sumo or a 340 sumo.
Yeah.
So, a Riichi Pinfu sumo or a 1 would be enough. Unfortunately, their hand is a little bit awkward for that because they have the sharp pair, which is their Yakuhai. They may just cut it just to get Sultanyao into their hands.
Yeah, I would have probably liked to see a more immediate commit to that.
Maybe now? No, just keeping like the efficient shapes, I guess. Bapanada,
Any win will get them out of 4th.
yes. Riker's hand, a little bit slow. They have Metsu, but they have a lot of Hanchans to fill.
Yeah,
Could
Riker.
possibly call for like a 2-3-4 Sanshoku if they get lucky.
Yeah. Riker.
Ishanten for Bapanada.
Yeah, Riker's looking to just end the game, so not really too concerned about value. You're 12,000 behind Wilds there. It's just
Yeah, Ishanten for Riker, but if they get into it right now, they may have to Riichi to have their Yaku, which would technically put them below Bapanada. And so if Wildstar like sumos, then they will end the game 4th.
Hmm.
So it'll be interesting to see what they do when they get to Tenpai. There is a fun thing where they could pawn 9-so and cut the 1 pin to confirm like the Sanshoku so they don't have to Riichi.
That's pretty big brain. That'd be a really interesting call.
Oh, so Wildstar manages to draw an Anko of their Yakuhai, Ishan 10. Okay, I think it's like a slightly worse Ishan 10, but it does include the door in their hand, which is what they need for their hand value.
Mm.
So they could open if they can pawn the Dora. If they draw the 3, though, I think they might have to No, if they draw the 3, they don't have to reach you because they have Shah, Ipeko Dora 2.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, Tenpai for Bapanada, but on a kind of awkward Tunky. They can change it around. Deciding which Tunky to
The
take.
lower Pinzu, they do throw it, but it is kind of live.
Slightly better Ishanten for Wildstar. If they draw the 5, so they may need to Riichi. Unless they get a direct hit or sumo. So Tenpai for Reika, but once again they don't have a Yaku. So they cannot Ron.
Yeah. And I think this is the right call because, yeah, as you mentioned, if you do Riichi, just puts you in that really awkward position.
Can change their weight.
It's hard to say because, I mean, you don't see any free-so.
I think they're just like maybe wondering what's like slightly safer.
Hmm.
Okay, so Wildstar does pawn. Taking the Kanchan weight does mean they will need a direct hit off cheese because I don't think a sumo is enough.
Probably, yeah. Didn't like the nook of the 6, so...
So wait, sorry. 3, actually no. 4 plus 2... So if they had sumoed, I think they did have enough food to come first, sorry. But never mind, it's Raiko who sumos their Sumo Nomi.
Yep.
Picked the correct weight to Damaron, the 3-so of course.
Naturally, yes. And yeah, Raiko managing to hold onto the 3rd. Bapanada unfortunately did manage to find the way back into the game in 4th. Wildstar keeps their 2nd, and Cheese with the win with the 2 Riichi Pat sumos.
Hey Cheese.
Hey Cheese.
How dirty. 2 Ippat sumos on the 5-so, right?
Dude, 0 errors. Good trade.
Good trade. Well...
Ipatsu is worth the same as 1 aura.
You can't hit multiple Ipatsus in one hand.
I guess that is true. We'll bring up the replay. This was a wild game, obviously.
It was a wild game.
What are your thoughts on the match?
Well, starting off with that Hanuman Zemo?
Yeah.
Oh, as in
Until-
like
oh, dude, that was scary.
Wild
Jesus.
Stars like Khan,
you saw the
Khan
Khan,
of
yeah.
Dora.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean,
Because I
so,
yeah,
yeah,
I
it was-
saw we were commenting, yeah, like we saw like Riichi and then she get Khan's Dora, and like you must be like sweating because like your Forso weight is like not the strongest, and like we're thinking if Wildstar drew the Forso, and if she canned it, like what would
That
be
was-
running through your head?
Yeah, basically that. I guess even to push the hand to begin with was kind of interesting.
Yeah. So that was
like the double move CG5 pin.
yeah.
But it was
Yeah,
like,
I think it's just a push though, right?
I mean, I could go one man and probably one man, and try to fold. But yeah, I thought just with 2 Dora that, it could be a Mangan.
Two Doors, yeah, 2 Doors is not bad. When
And
you know
Ipe
nothing
Kerr
about.
and a okay Shanten. Yeah, and like you said, 10-3 Riichi, it could just be like a bad weight, bad value.
So you dodged a bullet by not dealing it, I guess.
I guess it was 4, so not 5, so.
つも
Oh no, you didn't win this one. That's right. No, that was next time.
I didn't want to.
No, you were part 0 the next one, I think.
Yeah. And this one was pretty run of the mill. I think like wasn't too much. I think in the hand really.
Yeah, so it of course like someone draws this one the part 0, right? But they don't deal in.
Yeah, no, nothing special here.
Yeah.
I think I was like interested like the like Tan Yao hand that you won.
Which was here.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I actually like you said like sort of like well like so focusing on like other players that we sort of like you just like stuck yourself into that tempai.
Yeah, there was just you had the Chinitsu going on. We had
Yeah, because like your Shimocha had like was also tempai waiting on like 4-7 so for like a Mankan hand. Toyman obviously has a Honetsu building, and Dealer is Dealer.
Yeah, so in these point situations, if I pass the 7-man, there's probably no way I'm going to win. Someone else is going to win.
Yeah.
And
yeah. So it was
Like-
what was it? Yeah.
Yeah, so I just take Tempai.
Yeah, you just take tempai. Were you like obviously Toyman's going like Honetsu Chinitsu, and Dealer is 3 calls in. How did the fact that you had to cut Dora like make you hesitate, or is it just a clear like have to take tempai?
Well, I mean, Kamicha having a 6-pin and a pawn makes it easier. I think I probably would still have to take Tempai,
Yeah.
regardless.
Is it just a read that that Toyman isn't tempai yet?
No, I wasn't worried about Toyman.
Just worried
enough.
about
Okay.
Gamicha. Yeah. Yeah, and then obviously that was great. And then you get to run up the score.
Yeah, I mean, there were some other complicated situations here and there.
Oh, that was your very early fold. Probably.
Oh
the same.
yeah. There's an argument to help Shimo progress his hand and maybe run Kami. That was something that went through my mind because by fully shutting out Shimo, I was pretty sure Toyman or Kami was going to win, which isn't really that good for me. Oh wow, Shimo was Tempai, like pretty early.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I didn't need to help him and he just got unlucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, his weight was like kind of dead. He switched up his weight to accept like 6-man 9
yeah,
so,
yeah.
which is technically just as good as his previous weight. But I think other people will get the sneaky win.
Yeah, and so yeah, I mean, we commented with like it was here, the Haku were like, yeah, nah, Jesus, definitely just done with the hand.
Well, yeah, it's like turn 9, everyone's opened. You're however many shut 10 away.
There's also the... Oh, which one was it?
There was one where I called 3 times and ended up trying to fold.
Yeah.
No, let's not look
was
at
that
that
like a-
one. That was so bad.
Was well, now that you've brought it up, which do you remember which one it was? I think it was. Was
Who
it,
won?
was it Ace?
I think someone ended up winning a big hand that round.
Oh, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It wasn't the Hanuman. This one?
Not this one. Oh, maybe.
Yeah, like the 7-man pair cut. Oh no, that's not it.
No, it's this one. It's this one.
It's this one. Like, yeah, keep going.
It's like I hit Tempai and then I just didn't push the 4-pin.
Yeah, we were commenting on that actually. It's like, well, okay, I can see that. Like maybe you just think the 9-man, like 6-man weight is just really awful because you see all 4 9
yeah, it felt like that.
So you'd rather keep the 4-pin and like accept Dodora or something.
Yeah,
What,
have to get back to Tempai.
Yeah.
Pretty weird, pretty awkward. I think if I would have gotten to this situation, I probably shouldn't have called like the Haku or something. But
yeah, perhaps. It means you don't have to draw the deal in tile though.
And I think the last hand, there was no specific decision, but I was just worried at some point if Shimo had a Mangan.
He
did. They did. I think. Or, that was the previous one. That was the previous one. Shimo didn't.
No,
because they just needed like 1k to like come third.
Yeah, but I was worried if I deal into a Mangan, I'd actually lose first. Yeah, I didn't know how to pull my hand like this.
Yeah, there was a big decision you sort of sat on for a while. Was it this one, man? I don't remember, but like you ran down the clock like a fair bit in one of his draws. I think it might have been the 1-man.
Yeah, it might have been the 1-man. But that wasn't much. Yeah, even this one, like obviously I don't want to throw Dora into like some Champagne and deal into a Mangan.
Yeah.
But even some of the discards later, like the 7, so I don't know if that can deal in. But yeah.
Yeah.
I think, well, like watching Wildstar, because they were like trying to build towards the Mangan to sort of upset you. They kind of got there. But I think at that point you might have just been folding even against dummers and stuff.
Yeah, we're looking at Wildstar's hand and it was like...
Maybe at some point. I was glad Kami just demoed Sumonomi. That was good.
Yeah.
Makes my life easy.
Like,
Go on.
I think there was like no real sumo that can put you into second from what your Kabari, right? I think you have to sumo like a
Omen, yeah.
Like a Yakuman or something.
Yeah, you're mostly safe enough. Yeah, no, that's it. I think, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, well,
time to play against Jay. Time to play against Jay. Unfortunately, I didn't let you guys watch that one, even though it would probably be the most fun. But
what do you mean you didn't let us? Well, we just need the other game to just like finish.
Finish. True.
Check what you do, or you can just run on for really long with like endless
just run it out.
All right. Game should be starting soon.
Yeah,
so I'll leave you guys to it.
We'll let you get to it.
Yeah, thanks, Jeez.
Good, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Bye.
Gotcha. All right, so yeah, I believe the games will all be starting on time. So yes.
So 5-minute break.
We have technically a 5-minute break, but I need to set this up, so you might as well just hang out here. And you want to go grab some water or something, though?
Yeah. I'll duck out for a bit.
I'll quickly discover what else happened throughout the rest of the match here. So, yeah. So while we were watching Cheese destroy the hopes and dreams of his table, we see a win from Nasty for Ishkanare on the second game. We have a second from Sean Pon, third from Riichi Fingers, and the fourth from the FA agents. Unfortunately for the FA agents, they were making a bit of a comeback. Not too worried. Plenty more games to go. And then on the third table, a win for the Order of the Sparrow. Second from Tile Dreaming, a third from Pinfree Bowser, and a fourth from Janken Sumo. That will leave things mostly sand-pat. We'll quickly just jump over to the standings here. Yeah, so Cheese of his back-to-back wins has moved into Anko into 4th place, trying to rain down 3rd. Order of the Sparrows sort of sitting still 6th, kind of comfy. There's quite a gap building up towards 8th, and then another small one down to 9th. So the top 8 is starting to become a little bit more insulated. So the bottom 6 teams will need to put in a lot more work to try and reel them in. The 8th spot will be much coveted for in the next coming 3 weeks, I think. Unless, based on how things look now.
I think we can always, imagine that some of the teams outside, the top 3 would or even top 2, just if they take a few 4ths, which is not uncommon in Mahjong, you could see them, get back into, that danger zone.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right.
3 4ths is, minus, 130 points. That's enough to put, most of these teams in danger. But Riichi Fingers and even Tiny Owl Sensation, they wouldn't be surprised if they start playing a bit more passively, but they can also probably not and just play normally.
Yeah, exactly. It's all based on, I think, the decisions of the players in the game. They can do it either way. Yeah, they've got the choice.
I think for say the bottom 2 teams, like Junkin, Sumo, and Oshikunara, they're now is the time to kind of think of first or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I think how many games are left?
After this week there will be 15 games left.
Oh, 15 games left. Oh, never mind.
Oh well, minus the what are they called? The games you missed because you're sitting out.
Yeah.
There's 15 total Hanchan.
10 plus games, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot that after next week there's 3 games on Sunday.
Oh, I haven't moved the scene over. I'm very good at streaming, guys, I promise. Yeah. So in terms of what we'll be watching next, we'll be watching game 1 again. That's not the right page. Here we are. So it'll be Tanya Sensation, Junkin, Sumital, Dreaming, and Riichi Fingers. So 3 of the top, all the top 3 teams, actually. 3 of the top 3 teams, in fact. Funny how that works.
So just Junkin, Sumo there, outside that little group, but they can do a lot of damage.
They can 100%
make sure they're not
do a lot of damage.
Make sure they're not sort of letting them run away.
Yeah, no, it'll be... Yeah, thanks. Sorry, otherwise. Scenes. I'm bad at scenes. Normally when I stream on my own personal channel, I just have 1 scene. So I'm never swapping scenes. And then I come here and I always forget about it. Yeah, no, it'll be exciting. And the games have all started on time, so let's quickly go grab that. Yeah, I know. Look, it's okay. I promise it's okay. So, where are we? Here we are. No, that's not it. Where is it?
Refresh, maybe.
Yeah, I think it didn't refresh. Games. That was weird. I thought I hit the refresh.
Here we go.
There we go. Very good.
Do you not like Dash 3?
The background is set up for Dash 4.
Okay.
If you do Dash 3, we still have the same background, but then all the tiles are not right. It looks really weird. So let me just quickly set up the seating order. But yeah, so we have a set, Tanya 1K, Wheel Lord, and KRMJK. I don't remember who they are. Let me double check the spreadsheet. Kebab? Guess we'll go KRMJK. I thought.
Please pick easier to pronounce username.
Yeah, but they're all stuck because you have to have an existing account, and then
we'll give you an easier to pronounce username. You are now Cream.
Cream? Cream will work.
You're now Cream.
Let me quickly set the seating order. But yeah, this will be a really good game because having the top 3 teams on the same table is always always interesting.
It's good to see each other have a little bash up.
Set Tanya 1K.
And here we go.
I'm nearly done. Sorry, if you can just quickly cover.
So, a seat starting with some nice, with Dora 4 and some nice shapes in Manzu. The rest of the other shapes need to sort of come together. Tanya 1K, bunch of honors, completed Sozu shapes, but otherwise not very much. Wirelord with an Akka and pairs up the Haku. Otherwise, the shapes are really good actually, so they could just go for a really fast hand. And Cream, which is now what we're calling you, until we find a better name. 2 completed Mentsu, but the rest of the shapes aren't there yet. Still a bunch of floating honors. And more importantly, Aesthete has paired up Hachun, so now they have a Yakuhai and they can open this hand.
I am
to cash in their Dora 4.
Yeah, I'm caught up. Yeah, big hand from Misfit, who I believe is 2nd overall in player standings. Yes.
So early Tenpai for Wirelord, waiting on 3-6 so. Still 5 left in the wall. Might come out of Cream's hand if they don't connect it soon, and it just comes out right now. Quick win for quick 2-half for Wirelord, or more importantly, shuts out Aesthete's dealership with their threatening dealer Mangan at least.
Yeah, I have a very spooky hand. Could have seen another just immediate Hanuman Manganish hand just immediately materialize, but not to be diffused by Wirelord.
So now it's Tiny L's 1K dealership. They have pretty good shapes. Just a few tricky penchants that will probably be cut, unless they're the type to really force the 7-8-9 Sanjuku. Tough shapes for Wirelord. And also lacking in a bit of value. They can accept Dora. Cream's hand looking like a nice tiny up pin through. Have the Akka red 5, Akka 5 so.
Yeah.
So,
imagine, we'd love to see a Dora connect to that Akka 5 so.
Yeah.
And 8 comes out now.
And a Seat's hand is developed, but they are lacking a bit of value. Probably hoping to pick up Pinfu if they get their shape improvements.
This is a hand you'd like to see become Pinfu. And that is...
Tanya 1K can draws their Ryanban. Ishan 10.
Cuts 1 Penchan, so no Sanshoku.
Yeah. I guess with like the if you keep the Sozu, you can still kind of connect the door if you get it. Like you just cut 9 so. And obviously you have the sort of overlapping shapes in the Manzu, so 7 man it's like more efficient to cut that than 8-9 man, because 7 you can still accept the 7 man.
Yep.
Down 10 improvement.
Yeah, you can just cut the excess 9 man now, so.
Yeah. So Cream did connect with a Dora, so they're also looking at a sort of Mangan, even like a Hanuman hand if they get that force so.
Yes.
Tenpai for a seat. Waiting at 8-5, like 5-8.
1 left in the wall now.
1 left in the wall. Tanya 1K does draw it, and it doesn't quite fit into their hands. Ishan 10 Cream keeps it. Tenpai
that's it.
will deal in on that 8-man.
I was going to say, they might be saved by the fact that they do have a Penchan left, which will obviously be difficult to fill, but as soon as I was about to say it,
Yeah, they fill it out.
Yeah, then that's just going to...
Yeah, I think the problem is like they've already cut like the 9-man. So even if they do like connect up the 8-mans, which they can't pair it up because he saw 3 already. It's it's almost impossible to use that 8-man in the hand now.
Yeah, so it's just going to come out immediately. There's no hope.
Yep.
But that'll take us to East 3. We are Lord still with tied lead. We'll be looking to be the what's the word I'm looking for here, you know?
Winner.
The winner, yeah, but more like, you know, you've got the three big titans of the league right now. He's going to be the person in here to look at to shake things up.
Champion. Yeah, well...
Bull in a china shop.
Yeah, I think they have like 2 Dora and like nice shapes, so they don't need that the Dora pay. Cut it early. Estate also, a hand also is coming together. It will be interesting. They can just call the Hatsu to get like a Hatsu Dora 1.
Yeah, Esfate's starting hand was pretty nice, all things considered. With the Arca as well, a little bit of value to go with the nice shapes, but...
Hanya 1K's hand is also fairly developed. Not quite Ishan 10 yet, but just needs to sort of connect any of the floating tiles to...
Yeah, pretty good acceptance. I wouldn't say very good, but yeah, I mean, there you go.
Ishan 10 now.
So now you have the choice of which
floating tile to keep.
Yep.
Yeah, it's all equal. But quick Tempai for Wirelord for dealer Riichi Dora 2. Waiting on the 3 so which did just come out, so Tanya 1K timing that cut perfectly.
Yeah,
but
as it turns out. Yep.
It is Suji now. Estate call their tough shape to get into Ishan 10, but is relying on the Hatsu to get to Tempai. Cuts the Suji 9, so still keeping Ishan 10.
So yeah, if they do want to find Tempai, we'll be forced to push the 2 so it'll be the decision of whether they want to do that or not.
Yeah.
Ooh, that doesn't help though, because you need the Yaku.
Yeah, they can cut the safe 6 so still Ishan 10. But if they get to Tempai, they will be Furi 10.
Yes, and
5
they are
so is hard push. So Furi 10 on the 1-4 so 1-4 so left, 1-1 so left.
Yeah, so we'll need to sumo one of them. Not great odds, but you know, not the worst. Could be 0.
We could
Tempai for cream.
So Tempai for cream, waiting on the 2 pin for just Riichi Nomi.
Just Riichi Nomi, but it is 3 left in the wall.
Yeah, there's 3 left in the wall, and that forces the feet to fold. And I think Tanya 1K was already folding. And unfortunately, they draw the 3 so and deal into the dealer Riichi Dora 2. Doesn't hit Ura, but still 7-7.
Still painful.
Still painful, and that pushes Wide Lord into the lead.
Yeah. Viola with the 2 wins now throughout this Hanchan will take the first nice lead.
Yeah.
But this hand, not quite as good.
Yeah, they start with like some completed shapes and Metsu and an Aka. Cream with the early South call for their Yaku high, but they are still hoping to fill out a lot of those Hanchans.
Yeah, Yaku, I'm looking for a 5 so to connect to their Dora.
Yeah.
And yeah, just like you said, Hanchans is just going to be the name of what you can get to fill the ships.
They can call them, but it's still could be quite slow. Speaking of which, Tanya 1K completes their Kanchan. They are Ishan 10. For just Riichi, possibly Pinfu, they can accept the Dora, which there is still 3 left in the wall.
So there is very good odds to pull a Dora at some point. And there's one of them.
Lord can just slide, cutting that 9 so to accept the Dora. So interesting with Cream. So like they know their shapes aren't good, so even though they've opened, they're still opting to keep like the dragon tiles.
The dragons, yeah.
While not necessarily safe, they do kind of slow down people's hands if they're kind of relying on them to open.
Yeah, exactly. And you do have the choice then of like, yeah, you can keep them. You can wait on one for a cheeky wait, or you can discard them as soon as they become clear that it's safe to do so. Very flexible in the end. And there's a third one. So, funnily enough, all the dragons currently are still alive.
Yeah, so they are still like risky in the sense that like you cannot safely cut them if you want to keep up the slow. Oh, Tanya 1K draws their one of their Hanchans, so now they have a Rianman Tenpai waiting on 3-6-0. Still
3 left in the wall.
3 left in the wall. 6-0 is obviously the Dora.
Yeah, so obviously you're hoping to find a 6-0, but it doesn't give you any sort of like Tanya or anything like that improvements or Sanshoku or anything like that. So
yeah,
would just be the one extra Han. Oh, there you go.
So they get it. So Riichi, Sumo, Pinfu, Dora 1. Do they hit Roof of the Manga? They do. They do. So that I don't think that's enough for first, but it's just shy of first.
Yeah, big find for Tanya 1K.
Yeah, that was not a Tanya 1K hand.
That was definitely not Tanya 1K.
It wasn't even Tanya.
I think of all the times I've cast Tanya 1K, I've never seen them score Tanya 1K. But you know what's not Tanya 1K is Violet's starting hand.
It could just be Hatsu 1K though.
It could.
Or probably not 1K, maybe like 1-3.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like you want to like pair up, draw a Haku and pair it up, but and there are still 3 in the wall, so we'll see. We'll see how long they keep the dream alive.
So I guess the biggest threat to the Violet's hand is in fact Tanya 1K's hand, which is now technically Ishanten.
Ishanten, yeah. They have Dora acceptance. Do they? Okay, so they don't want to keep like the slightly wider Ishanten, and would rather like keep like the really like strong Sozu shape, which is I think is fair.
Yeah,
because that one pin also means you lose Tanya.
Yeah.
Okay, so Haku draw for Wirelord. I think we'll see them cut one of their shapes just to keep it, because otherwise his hand is just...
Yeah, you've got to at least try and go for a Shosangen here just to get a little bit more value.
Yeah, so they do give up on their Ishanten, but they are now 2 Shanten for basically a Yakuman.
Yeah.
if they pair up the Haku. Oh no, that basically kills the Dai-Sangen chance. You'll have a chance for Shosangen. Well, actually no, there is still a slim chance.
We're still on for Dai-Sangen, but yeah, you gotta...
Still a slim chance.
You have to find it, and you have to find it soon.
If that Haku comes out now, then it kills it.
Yeah,
it's dead now.
Okay, since boo boo. No Yakuman, but we can still see a Shosangen, which is still a big improvement for this hand. But...
Well, Tenpai for Cream, waiting on 4-7, so... Probably not going to come out from any of these players' hands. It'll be just to see if they fold or not.
Maybe you see the Haku, yep. So, yeah.
Yeah, now we see the Haku then.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think the 7-so is going to be safe in Tanya 1K's, especially because the discards for Cream are just... and looks like a Sozo on Hitsu almost, you know?
Yeah.
No overflow, so you're already a bit cautious.
Well, I think it's just like a regular hand, but you see like Sozu are expensive. So
yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like you're not expecting on Hitsu, but you're still cautious. You're like, oh man, there's like, there's nothing. I mean, there's a Friso now, but yeah.
The speed is completely out now. I was like wondering if they would try to like salvage their like Dora 2 hand, but I think they just have to cut. They have to cut too many sort of tiles that they that will like too scary. Like
you had the 4-6-8 on the Sozo, and then the other thing was you had the 7-mon, which is obviously
7-mon was Suji.
Suji,
and it's unlikely they would pick a 7-mon Shanpon, but it could be a 7-mon Tunky, but that would be kind of weird. So
Yeah.
I think 7 mana was pushable. It's more the upper Sozu. Tenpai for Tanya 1k, for Tanya 2k.
And Real Lord did end up throwing all their Hatsu, obviously. So
they do have the same weight as the dealer, so they will head bump Aesthete if they cut those tiles for whatever reason, which I doubt. Or rather, they get hit bumped by Wylord, but instead the dealer just sumos for Riichi, Sumo, Pinfu, Ipeiko. No, 420 So they not enough to get out of last place, but it does bring everyone below 30k.
420 Fu is like, I think, the worst feeling scoring hand you can score. One of them.
It feels like it should be worth more.
Yeah.
It's Pinfu.
Accursed Pinfu, and speaking of Pinfu, Esfet here with a very Pinfu-ish looking hand.
Yes. They have one shape over, so I imagine they cut the 2/4, so keep all their Riandans. Unless they draw the 3-so, in which case... No, actually, no. They probably...
If you draw the 3-so, I mean, you can maybe cut the 7/8.
Well, I think it's just
But
a
I think you
2/4
just...
so
Yeah. You're hopefully trying to keep the door acceptance.
Oh, yeah. You keep that shape. Like, all the other Riandans are really strong. So.
Yeah, exactly right.
Dealer pairs up Ton for double Ton. Possibly Dora 2, if they can... Likely Dora 2. I was gonna say, like, the 4-5 shape, I think, is a bit weaker than the 6-7-8.
But the 4-5 allows you to keep Archance. No!
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, the Akka... Well, with the 5-so, if you draw the Akka, you can just cut the 8 months.
The 8 months, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so that's probably what's going on.
Could be. Well, that is irrelevant, as the Arca 5-so is in Cream's hand.
No, yeah, so... yeah, so now they're not waiting on it too long. That 2-pin doesn't actually improve their Ishanten, but it is a bit safer, I think, than the 5-so.
Yeah, for sure.
Green fills up their really difficult Kanchan, so they can now keep their Dora. Confirms the Akka 5-so acceptance in their hand, and taking like the slightly weaker shape. Still kind of one block over and needs to pon the Ton.
Yeah, which there is one in Warlord's hand, which is obviously loose, but they're not really close-ish. Oh, they're a bit close to Tenpai, but
they may cut it
now.
Now.
So now you got the option. I mean, I feel like you pretty much always take this as a dealer.
Yeah, I'm like wondering, like maybe they're just lagging a bit.
Yeah, it could just be lag. Cut the 2-3 mon shape.
Okay, they keep the Ishanten so they can pon for Tenpai. But actually, they could have ponned for. Well, yeah, they couldn't pon for Tenpai if they cut the 9 mon. But we do see like. So there's like we see 1 9 mon cut, so there's 1 left in the wall.
Yeah.
So going for that ability to call over the slightly better shape.
Oh, and it's paired up the Aqua 5.
So they're keeping the 3 pairs. I think that's a little bit less efficient because we see 1 5-so cut already, and generally it's not as good to keep all those pairs. But they do have the weight improvement, but they will be Fury 10 on the 7 mon, and there is already 3 out. So
yep, and so
see them
it goes.
That, yeah.
So yeah, what we're looking at this here, Tanya 1k obviously still with the 2 Dora with the Tanya shapes, can't quite manage to find their way into Tenpai. So Svet's just been clearing out edge tiles.
Yep, so they're still Ishanten.
Still searching for their Tenpai also. Holding onto a south tile, which is 2 cuts, so safe enough. Real Lord's hand still sort of in the same spot as it was a couple discards ago.
Yeah, so Cream's still opting to keep 3 pairs in their hand. Ishan 10 for Wirelord.
Ipeco upgrade for a Svet.
Svet, yeah, and possibly Tanyao.
Mm-hmm.
Can choose to open to get to a tempi they can use. Weight improvement, Ishan 10 improvement for Wirelord. We'll have to cut Dora though, so they're not willing to do it just yet.
Just yet, yeah.
Instead, they cut the 6 mile, which lowers their Ishan 10 a bit.
That's
Tempai.
Tempai, so now you just have to cut it and go, I think. But not...
Okay, Dumb is on the 7 pin as opposed to taking the Sun Minchan for the Pinfu.
Right, so 7 pin is 1 left in the wall. Nothing is...
0 left in the wall. It's the Dora indicator.
Yeah, you're right. Yep, so... Unless someone chooses to cut one, which is pretty unlikely.
No, I don't think anyone really needs to cut one from their shapes. Yeah, so Wirelord would have won on that 1 pin. And unfortunately, Cream does not get to Tempai, so it will move the rounds along. Am I okay?
Yeah, no, that's deciding. So Ryokoku, yeah, will move us into South round. So Svet here as the first dealer in South.
Whole bunch of pairs.
Whole bunch of pairs. You got the South, which is Yakuhai. You got the Chun, which is Yakuhai. And you've got 8 pins, which is next to Dora.
Yeah. I do wonder if, like, this is almost like a Toy Toy Dash hand. So you just pawn a whole bunch and win your Mungan that way. But I think the 8 pin will be really difficult to, like...
Yeah, 8 pin is Dora indicator, and yeah, obviously then next to Dora, so people are a little less freely discarding it. Yeah. Elsewhere, Tanya 1K, the Hatsu pair, and a potential Honitsu-ish looking hand if they manage to get the right tiles, but...
They will have to cut the Dora.
Though, yeah, so there'll be a decision on how they wish to go with the hand.
South offered to a state, they do take it. Tanya 1K cutting their 1 3-pin shape. I think floating that Honitsu like you said before, but still keeping onto the Dora, I guess, in case they pair it or connect it. Ooh, a seat connects their Manzu shape, which kind of like means Toy is less likely, but they are Ishanten. So
yeah, Toy, yeah, you take your Ishanten when you're a dealer for sure. I mean, obviously you have the option to go back into it later if you just draw right, but most likely you'll just take the next pawn that's offered.
Yeah.
Yes, feet here. So each fingers, they're in the lead. They're in a pretty big lead overall, over 200 points, or nearly over 200 points. So, it's a big lead, but you can still push this further. So,
well, there's no reason to play like defensively as dealer.
No, absolutely not. No,
but it's that 2 so cut is interesting. It does put them back a Shanten. Not sure what the thought process is, unless it's like you're really forcing like a Manzu Honitsu, or
could be
doesn't want to cut Manzu against Tanya 1K, who kind of looks like a Manzu Honitsu, but could also just not be.
Yeah, now with the Dora cut especially, you may be even thinking
it's I don't if anything, that late Dora cut would kind of like put me against a Manzu Honitsu, because you wouldn't hold on to it for so long. But yeah, they are back into Ishanten.
Yeah. We'll have to see exactly how they want to proceed with the hand, I guess. It's going to be difficult because, no one is going to be willing to push Manzu into this board at this stage. We've had one single one-man cut.
I think if it means getting to Tempai, you just shove it.
Probably.
Like, Manzu are expensive, but it doesn't, like, hard read, like, a Manzu Honitsu, except for maybe Dealer with that 2-so pair cut. Tempai for Tanya 1K for... No, sorry, not Tempai. Still Ishanten.
Still Ishanten.
Manzu's shape still Not quite connected. We'll get to Tenpai when the dealer cuts the ton, though.
There's the backfire.
Bit of a backfire on the 2, so... Tenpai.
Tenpai for dealer.
Waiting on the 1-4 man, which might come out right now.
Yeah.
Or just south? No, I don't think it's enough for 44. Yeah.
Nope, not quite.
Too hard.
Too hard, but we do get to keep our dealer and we get to go again.
It starts with door 2.
You'll have to wake up and see that. This hand can become Tanyao.
Can become Tanyao. Does look like pretty good pinfu shapes.
Yeah, it could also be either or. There's a 9-so pair if you want to take that.
Yeah. Tanyao 1K also with a fairly nice hand. If they can complete that 3-5 pin shape.
Yeah, the 3-5 pin shape's the biggest question mark for that hand.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
Green has 2 Dora.
2 Dora, but the
their
hand is slow.
Yeah, their shape still needs a lot of work. Aesthete is the shape over, so they do cut the Penchan, which is the weakest shape in their hand.
Yeah, I think we will see this hand probably become a Pinfu hand. So probably looking at Riichi, Pinfu, Dora, 2.
Ishan 10, really nice draw on the 6 man. We'll need the 3 man, which is 3 held in people's hands, unless they can connect Sozu shape they have floating in their hand. Which they do right now, so we could look at the shape improvement. I don't think this has a Sanshoku is really likely to become a Sanshoku. Unless they draw the 4 man, but they just hit Tenpai anyway, so...
We're Tenpai, we just go.
Yeah, Riichi Pinfu, Dora 2, 12k if they run. Waiting on 3-6 pin, 1 3-pin left, 3 6-pin left. So it's fairly strong. And Tanya 1k is kind of out. Or at least cutting a safe tile on the Apatsu.
Yeah, which is fair enough. So Cream's hand has sped up a little bit, but yeah, still with a couple difficult shapes left, and yeah, 8-man...
8-man is definitely not safe. It's interesting they chose that over the Haku. Is like a cut that confirms like the Uka 5 mine usage.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Draw the 3-pin. So now they have like this kind of extraneous 3-pin, 6-pin shape in their hand. And they are out. I think it could still Mawashi back into.
Yeah, I have to see how it proceeds.
8-pin safe.
Yeah.
Oh, 1 man. Ishan 10 for Tanya 1k.
Would put the Freeman in. How safe is it looking?
At the moment, not very.
Yeah, pretty bad for them.
If they draw the 4-pin, like, the Tenpai is still weak. So Haku did come out, even though it was Shonpai, so a dangerous tile.
Mm-hmm.
Cream could have called it, but chose not to. And then they also cut the safe 4.
Yep.
4
So
mine.
Cream will be out of the hand. Yep.
Yeah, they're out. And Tanya 1k was also out, so they cut that 7 man.
Where are all the free 6-pins?
There are still
4
3 left in the wall.
3 left, yep.
3 left in the wall, and there's one. They get 1 more draw left.
There's 1.
There's 1.
What do you pick here? Forso? It's safe.
When they sumo. Riichi Pinfu Sumo, Dora 2 for Dealer Haneman, 18k.
Big pickup for Asfet.
Massive.
Haneman. Sumo, and we go again. So now Asfet for Riichi Fingers, 46,000 points in the table. We'll be looking to push this lead out even further.
Yeah, there's no reason to stop.
No.
This hand is a little bit slow though. It's got some good shapes, but also some not very good shapes, and it's also fairly cheap. So it'll be interesting to see how hard this seat progresses their hand against like South's double nan.
Yeah, so we've got
They've
double
picked
nan.
Picked up a Haku Anko.
Haku Anko. We've got. I mean, the shapes are fillable. Not much value outside the double nan and the Haku though.
Yeah, maybe they like have like Dora accepting shapes. What early Tenpai for Wire Lord? They draw their Hanchans for Riichi Pinfu Dora 1, waiting on 4-7. So gets drawn right now.
So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 left in the wall already.
In the wall.
And imagine we'll see. Yeah, so you saw Svet and Tanya Manke both throwing Genbutsu 8-man.
Yeah, I think a seat is like it's in a tough spot because you don't have that many safe tiles. So
yeah, so you're gonna have to try and pick what is safest. One man just went.
But
so
I don't imagine like they'll push very hard.
No, I don't think so. I think you just give up this hand immediately. Yeah, 2-man safe as it has passed. Yeah.
For another 4-so draw, can fit into Tanya 1K's hand.
This will be a big indication for how far they're willing to push this hand, I think. What they choose to discard here. They do push a
3-man is like a straight push, yeah. So they keep their Rishan 10.
So we will see probably the 2-pin come as soon as it's possible, I imagine.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they connect up the 2-pin. Yeah, okay, so it comes out now. So there is a risk that they get into a Tenpai that deals in.
Yes.
So if they draw the 8-so... Oh, but they draw the Tenpai that doesn't make them deal in.
And that's
so now...
And all the weights are now in hands.
Wait, yeah, so all the 4-sos and 7-sos are used up. There's 1 3-so left now.
This is crazy. 2 Tenpais and only 1 tile left in wall.
Most of them held by other players.
Yeah.
8-so is not safe. Ooh, double Dora is too much for Tanya 1K to cut. They are. And they don't have a safe shape to cut, so it's the Haku 1K that goes.
And that'll clear it for a Svet as well, which is good for them because they were lacking. Yeah, double Dora.
They can take it back.
Yeah, you can't push double Dora. Surely, right?
Not with. Alright,
not
so
with these
2-pin
discards. Yeah.
You see, it's a 1 chance on the 6-pin, but it's so hard.
Yeah, I mean, if it deals in, like the odds on you having a chance to come back in the match is almost slim to none.
Well, you still have a dealership. So.
You still have a dealership, yeah, but
so
it's going to be quite the hole to climb out of, especially with your direct rival Ichi fingers in the dominating lead.
Yeah, I think it's just you just can't push it. 4-so comes out. Yeah. Decides to keep their Chitoi Tenpai waiting on Hatsu, but deal is in as a result. Doesn't hit Earth, so just 3-9 plus all the Homba.
Yeah, so it could be worse for Svet, but yeah, still above 40,000, so healthy-ish for now. 12k ahead of Warlord. But Tanya 1k now with their dealership in third, 12k behind second, and 24k behind the. That's all right. No, it is right. 24k behind first.
So yes, Tanya 1k has pairs up their Hatsu and then gets a chance to call it. So looking at a kind of Hatsu Dora 2 hand, they can connect the 5-so.
Hatsu Dora 2 will be what they're looking for, I imagine. You can get the 2-man now. The 9-pin is cuttable.
They're all kind of like floating tiles. In the end, you want to use the 5-so, so you don't really care about All the other tiles.
Yeah, filling a
drawing
Hanchan.
their Hanchan. Cream going for a Honitsu, and they keep drawing the tiles that they need. Not quite Ishan 10, but very callable shapes.
Yeah, a Honitsu with 2 Dora. With
And
none.
Pon, Ishan 10 now. Okay. Keeping the north as a safe tile, I guess?
Yeah, I guess so, in case you see a Riichi come soon.
I think it's a little bit passive. Losing acceptance on the 7-pin. For them, like, they don't know, but we see the 7 pins are dead, but like losing that chance is, I think.
Maybe just planning. Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, Ishan 10 for Tanya 1k, but if they get to Tempai, they will need to cut the Dora. Tempai for Cream, waiting on 9-pin south for a Honitsu Dora 3.
Dora 3, yeah.
If they get south, I don't actually think that increases there. Still a Mungan up
yeah,
away.
still a Mungan, yeah, you're right.
Still a Mungan up away.
One of each left in the wall. Kan. No more Dora for Cream. That was an 8-man Dora flip, which does improve Svet's hand, but now with the Tempai from Wheelord.
Shoves the new Dora in. So Tempai for Wirelord, waiting on 5-pin Chun. 1 5-pin left. And
Both
2 Chuns
Chuns.
left. Yeah.
Seven
If they
circles.
sumo, it's also Sanonko, yeah.
Oh, so it is. So you have Riichi, Dora, Sanonko, Chun possibly.
And who knows how many Ura.
All the... Oh!
Oh, they sumo! Riichi sumo, Chun, Sanonko. Aka.
Freer!
Ura-san!
No,
Paimon!
it's huge.
Huge! Propel them straight into first.
That's a big hand. Yeah, straight into first. And yeah, that lead I was saying, well, Svet's over 40k, you're still looking good. Gone in an instant to a dealer by Mon. That wasn't dealer by Mon.
I was gonna say, I wasn't gonna say anything when you said that.
Yeah, I mean,
I've never felt safe with a 12k lead.
No, I mean, but in the general sense, usually it's not. You're not thinking that you're unsafe. It's
Well, you're not
as-
gonna come fourth. But...
Yeah. Yeah, but big Baimon pickup by Wildlord, and starting this hand with a potential Hanitsu-ish looking hand. We've got dragon tiles. We've got 2 pairs of dragon tiles. With
pairs of dragon tiles.
with the third.
We've seen this before, haven't we?
Yeah,
It's familiar.
It's never. They never have it.
I think Tanya 1k going for Jun-chan. Definitely not Tanya. And Cream with 2 Dora in their hand, decent shapes. Seat also with okay shapes. Ishan 10 for Tanya 1k, but they will not be able to immediately capitalize on it.
Yes, they need a pair, and they right now do not have one.
Yeah, they can if they chi Tempai on like any of the 1-sos or 1-mans, they will have to like shift to a chunky that actually gives them a Yaku. So either like an honor or another terminal. Pon for Wirelord, Ishan 10, but we'll probably cut the Haku to get to Tempai.
Yeah, unless they draw it soon, I imagine, yeah, we will just see the Haku come.
Yeah, I think they'll hold on to it as long as they can. Even if it gives them like a weight improvement in the Manzu.
You have to dream. What kind of Mahjong player are you if you do not dream of Yakuman?
Yeah. Like imagine if they like want to deal a Yakuma now.
It'd be
Like
almost
90K.
guaranteed lights out.
Yeah.
That's
technically I was gonna say shape improvement, but there's only one 9-pin left, but they will need a pair.
You need a pair, so you have to. You've already thrown the 1 pin.
Yeah, so they're gonna confirm it as their pair. They had an option otherwise to cut like the 2, 3, so because they see 2.
I see the one. The Sanso's already out. Yeah.
Yeah, but this cut also gives
That's the Haku.
Okay, they take the Shanten upgrade.
Yeah, I guess.
It doesn't mean they can accept Dora. So, 9 man doesn't help.
Yeah, it doesn't help at all. Yeah.
Throw it back.
In the meantime,
yeah, so
Cream...
Tanya 1K can go for like the Sanshoku as well. So Sanshoku
That's true, yeah.
Chan.
Cream manages to find him into Tempa, but we're looking at everybody else there.
9 man is safe. So Cream waiting on 1, so 6, so obviously their 1 so's are already all out. 6 so's are both in a Seat's hand and they will not come out.
It's the Tempai.
Tempai for Wirelord, for Honitsu Dora 2, Honitsu Yaku Dora 1 could win on the last Dora. There are 4 left in the wall.
My show's so good. Yeah, and funny enough, the last Haku's still live too.
Last Haku's live. But you know, Dila Hareman is like...
I'm about to be
he's
sick.
also very good.
Just
to deal among gun.
Just deal among gun.
Just deal among gun. Extending their lead. Alright, a 25k lead, I think is kind of...
Yeah, this is a big lead.
You can consider pretty safe, yeah.
The 25...
their team does need like a lot of points, so it may be that they keep pushing.
But Jaffa, 25k is within reach of dealer Baimon.
It's actually not.
If Dream goes on a rampage, Dream.
It's not. It's just a bit over.
Just
survive a dealer Baimon. Yeah.
But with the Homba and the Riichi sticks, it's fine.
Yeah.
Anyway.
One Homba.
So we've got 1 Homba now.
Dora is Hatsu. There's 1 in Tanya 1K and a Seat's hand. Interesting to see when they decide to cut it if they do. Otherwise... Ooh. What's this Seat do?
1 cut
Cuts
Chun.
Yeah. Cuts their Penchan, which is like their weakest shape. Floats the Honitsu.
Yep. Manzu Honitsu's for everybody this match.
No. I'd be surprised if they actually do get the Honitsu though.
It's a little bit far. And we do have, with the Hatsu Dora, we see 3 players holding on to Hatsu. So it'll be a matter of who blinks first, which I imagine will be Tanya 1K, seems to be the closest.
Yeah, but...
Could be weird or
it depends on what they're fighting for. They might just have to play for 3rd with this sort of score gap.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, winning like just 1k here doesn't really get you that far in securing 3rd. So especially like if they, like in a nightmare scenario, like it's past now, but if like Tanya 1K cut Hatsu and they got ponned by Cream, that's just...
that's just terrible.
It's a tough situation. So it wouldn't be surprising if if it didn't become, like, if it hadn't been cleared, they would just hold on to it the whole time. Even like Tunky weighed on it.
Yeah, and they do cut
now
theirs. Yeah.
Passes safely now. Yep. 1 for everyone.
1 for everyone.
1 for everyone.
Svet will hold on to theirs. Just to keep a safe tile, I guess. Makes sense. Still floating the Honitsu.
Yeah. Still, pushing really hard for that Honitsu. They kind of like don't want to accept any pins U shapes, but we'll be interesting to see what they do if they connect to 7 so. It is unlikely because there are so many 6-Os just
gone.
People's hands.
Yeah.
So it could be 7-So just comes out right now.
Yeah. A bit awkward.
Technically.
Yeah, it is technically Ishanten. No. Oh yeah, for a set. But yeah, Tenpai for Warlord. I keep want to say Wildcard, who was somebody I raided with for many years in WoW. Waiting on the 8 So and Manzu.
Just Riichi Nomi.
Just Riichi Nomi. 2 left in the wall, both 8 Sos.
Yeah.
7 So is
7 So is cut. I think 1 chance on the 6 So, I guess. But late 9 So Riichi is a little bit.
Yeah, that's a little bit scary. That's the only reason I think that'd give you pause, even with the 7, the 6s out.
Like if the dealer had taken like that 7 So weight, Riichi'd on the 8 So. But they are Tenpai now on Nan, which is once cut, held in Cream's hand.
Okay.
Which might come out if they get to Tenpai.
Imagine you will, because it is 1 cut. So I think you can feel somewhat okay with pushing it. Choice to upgrade.
9 was Genbutsu, sorry. I think that's like... They don't want to cut the 4 So I think that might be a fold. Or transition into a fold. Han for Tanya 1k.
Completely disrespecting the dealer Tenpai.
Well, probably just doesn't want to cut the 5. So.
No, I know.
Even though...
Tenpai now.
Is it safe? I don't think it's safe.
Oh no, it's not Tenpai yet. No, not quite.
Ishanten. Oh.
Last South gets scooped by Cream Sand, so now they are saved, probably. For now, at least.
3 pin is Misuji.
Yeah, this is a hard push.
No, South is Shonpai. Oh, unfortunately, that South does make Cream deal in on, and it hits Uratu. Thanks partly to the card from Tony L1K, and that sends Cream into the negatives. And Wildcard into the stratosphere, 33,000 above second place.
Yeah, Wildcard well clear at this stage. But yeah, if anybody needed to go on a
why stop now?
Yeah,
why stop now? Right?
If anyone needed to go on a rampage, it was Warlord here for Junk and Sumo.
Oh, confirms Ipeiko. Not quite Ishantens.
Not quite Ishantens.
Hoping to connect the Aka 5 man with ideally Dora. But we'll see. Otherwise, fast hand from a seat.
Yeah, and looking to put an end to this shenanigans if they can.
Yeah. Open for Tanya 1k. Weight improvement for.
Yeah, Chun or 8-pin here for sure.
So Ishanten for Wirelord. And they are still looking for their pair.
Mm-hmm.
Hatsu doesn't help.
Yeah, no help. We're just waiting to see. As Fed here, it's very close.
Otherwise, yeah, everyone has like decent kind of shapes. Connects the 5 barn. Can Chi for Tenpai for Tiny Outdoor too, but it's I don't know, you lose so much potential value, right?
Yeah, you lose your Apeiko, which doesn't feel great, obviously, but you just need to keep winning.
Yeah.
You didn't need to, but yeah, you want to. You want to. Every point is so valuable.
I think that if could
you
take
the
like a Ishanten increase, but you run the risk of losing like a Ipeiko. Possible Tanya upgrade for a seat, but maybe they hold on to the 9 so for now as like a safe tile.
Yes, Feet's managed this Dilla rampage pretty well so far.
Ishanten for Cream.
Yeah.
Needs to fill out that 3-pin Kanchan, which there's only 1 left in the wall.
Yeah, really wants the 3-pin. You can Tenpai obviously without it, but you just lose the value. And with
Tanya 1k got to Tenpai on the 7-pin for just Nan Dora 1. They can accept the 7-pin.
Yeah.
So they cut the 9-so to confirm Tanyao.
Probably deciding
Ishante.
whether they want to cut the 9-so or the something in the Manzu shape, I imagine.
Yeah, 6-so 6-man is a bit like redundant.
Yeah. Because the only thing you can.
Oh, sorry, no, but it is the Dora. So
Yeah.
yeah. So Tenpai, 4 Wire Lord, waiting on the 4-man.
Which is
4 in the wall.
completely live. Yeah.
4 in the wall.
So you see another dealer Riichi here as this table, and speaking of Tenpai, you would have to push the
3
7.
6-pin. 7-man, but
It just,
I mean,
yeah,
you can't
okay.
let the your best chance of getting first is to stop the dealer, and if they do run you,
4-man
well,
is Nakasuji to the
4-man and
E-Puts.
Nakasuji!
Oh no.
Oh! Keep their Tenpai delves into a dealer Mongan. Oof. That's rough.
That's very rough. Tanya
The
1K.
traps set up by a seat, yeah.
Tanya 1K joining Cream in the negatives. A feat saved in some sense. Oh, look at that Wheelord's hand. This is 5 pairs. Ishanten for Chitoi.
Ishate for Jito Doro one, possibly Tanya. If they are, Ishate for Tanya. But
We confirm the Tanya for sure.
well, if you pair up Chun,
if you pair the
I
Chun, you
guess.
don't, yeah, but we're hoping we find something else.
Yeah, I don't know if they're the type of player that's like anti-Tanya, like anti-Chitoi. Yeah, 5-man gets cut to keep the honors, probably just to keep like the better Chitoi.
Keep the
weight.
honors, and you keep the backdoor Ponitsu, I guess, as well.
Yeah, it's a lot of cuts to get to Honitsu.
Yeah, I know.
They keep
If you like pair things up or something, you know, then I'll like unco things up. He's like, oh, I have this chance to increase the value even more. But yeah, no, probably not. You can also just call.
Yeah, I do wonder, like, they could just call for like a Tanyao hand, or try to transition it into like a regular Mentsu hand, or like, you know, do both and go for the Tanyao Rian Peiko. Tenpai though.
Yeah.
Okay, takes the better North weight. They give up on the Tanyao, but the weight is much better. And
weight is pretty
I
good.
imagine-
One's cut east. I guess
one's cut east.
the only
this
negative
early.
for it would be that obviously they are dealer, so you sometimes be a little bit cautious around the east tiles. But with it being one's cut, you're probably just gonna throw it anyway.
Yeah, if players are folding, and they do have Genbutsu or something like Genbutsu, then I think you to the east straight away.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But does anyone want to contest this? I don't really think so.
Cream keeping choices open for now. See, here's another improvement. You could cut the 3-pin. You could 8-pin's definitely not safe.
8-pin is one chance,
Yeah,
I guess.
it's one chance. Is one chance better than Suji? I mean, I guess probably.
Suji 3-pin. It's they had Genbutsu 6-pin.
Oh, they do
So
have,
I
yeah.
wonder. So I do wonder.
So I think we're definitely looking at more of at least a semi-bush.
But 8-pin isn't efficient either, so Ton might just come out.
Does.
Yeah, it comes out. So Riichi Chitoi Doro 1. Do they hit Ura for another Hanuman?
Of course they do.
They do! They do! Of course they do! Oh my god. This Wild Lord.
Up to 9.8.
Will they
98K.
break 100k? They have doubled Nan. They have a Nan in their hand, like Nan pair in their hand. The rest of their shapes are a little bit slow.
A little bit slow. No one.
But
I was saying no one's quick. Cream's not terrible.
Cream's not terrible. Steve has Yako High pair. They're probably under no illusions. Oh, but it gets mochi'd. Oh no. I think a seat's hand. That's sort of like really messes up a Seat's hand.
It really does.
Cream probably is the best contender. They have some decent shapes. They have Dora 3.
They've got Dora
probably
3.
can't use all of them.
You can just cut the 4 or so now.
4 so, yeah.
No, they're just gonna throw the 7-8 man.
Okay.
Unwise out in the chat, loving to see second and third place.
Getting whacked. Isn't no? He's in.
He's
first,
with Riichi fingers, yeah.
So he's in second, on the positive second.
Oh, Cream is coming for blood here.
Coming for blood. They can pawn. I wonder if they'll like pawn. Try to like. They can't take the They can't take the 1 mon. Do they just cut it just to like that lower Monzu shape? Okay, confirm Dora pair. Ishan 10.
South
4
probably
pin
come.
Or 1 pin? South.
It's the South.
Oh no! So a seat's gone at Azuke.
Yeah.
Don't think it's an improvement.
No, but
Still
it
technically Ishan 10, but a lot weaker. But I guess it does confirm Tan Yao.
Reload catching up. Field another Mentsu. Might end up just being able to use the Hatsu as a pair.
Tiny Yao 1K can pawn this to try and go for the Tiny Yao 1K. But Seat's in trouble because she is gone at Azuke, but those Hatsus won't come out.
Those Hatsus will not be leaving Reload's hand. If anyone will be putting a stop to this, it will be Cream, I think.
Cream, but they've kind of gone back in like a lot of ways. So like the hand shape is like a lot kind of worse than it was
Tanya
before.
1K does call this one, waiting on the 3-man, a 6-pin, and it does come from Reload.
But they have no Yaku because of their 9-man.
Oh, of course, the 9-man. I thought it was Tanya already. Oh, so you can't take it.
You cannot take it. It was a chance to like pawn the 6-man and cut the 9-man and just go Shuri 10. But they chose not to.
Chose not to do it in the end, yeah.
Chose not to do it.
We do have obviously Tempai from Reload in the 4-7.
Could have chosen to take the Shan pawn. Decides to keep the Ryama for 4-7 man. Cream does eventually get the Tempai, but 3 pin is not the best way. There is actually still 3 in the wall. Oh, sorry, 2 in the wall.
We keep going.
They just deal with us anyway.
Yep.
We keep going. What is this Honba now? Honba 5? Let's go.
We're on 5 Honba.
And that puts him over 100k.
Yeah, we have a 102,000 point hand on the table. Not hand, seat.
Score.
Yeah. Very nice starting hand here from Cream. Again. Managed to actually catch up eventually in the last hand, but just a little bit too slow in the end. With the decisions to sort of take the shapes that they did and just slow down the hand a little bit too much.
Yeah.
As you pointed out.
Estate, get to Chonanko. Hoping to connect to Dora. The dealer has a pair of East and otherwise decent shape, so we could see another dealer end turn.
We could, but yeah, the other players are all pretty quick. We've got a Chun Anka, which means that a seat can just open and try and catch up. Cream Sand is just, it's good. It's not there yet, but it's pretty good.
It's got Tanya in the mix.
Yeah, Tanya 1K probably the furthest behind, but...
Do you just... I mean, you still have a dealership, but like... I feel like your sentiment is just like, I'm done. Just at
this point, your morale's kind of broken.
Yeah. Oh, a pair of Dora for a seat.
Yeah, we've got a loose Haku that they can throw for safety whenever they want. 6 months, a great fight for Cream, and is Tempai.
Tempai can choose to wait on the 1-3 man. is just Riichi no Mi.
Is Riichi number? Yeah, get this
Riichi no Mi.
get this guy out of the E seat. When is enough enough?
I wonder if just what does wildcard do? You could just. Alright, so they cut the safe like 7, so they're probably a bit too far from Tenpai and go like, alright.
This is where the
I've done what I had to do. We can end this game now. I'm also tired.
Yeah, I bet. With Junk and Sumo, this is a Sunday, morning for them? I'd be moving into afternoon.
They want lunch.
Yeah, it's tea time.
It's tea time. So for Cream, their 1 mons are dead, their 3 mons became Suji and it does deal in. They hit 1 Ura. Takes back, but like this score gap is something. It's 70k between first and second, 40k from second to third, and 20k from third to fourth. So
10K,
it is a battle just to get points, and maybe for third and fourth.
Oh yeah, so Cream needs to deal a Mungan would get them to third. So that'd be the first step we're looking at here. In general, you just need to keep winning. You just take whatever hands you can, and you keep going.
And all the other players are just like,
let me finish.
The game's decided. Like, let's just win the fastest hand that we can.
Mm-hmm.
Estate's kind of got like a pin through hand. Wire Lord is a bit far.
Yeah, Violet's hand is a bit far here. They're probably going to be out of his hand specifically.
Yeah.
Tanya 1K is not too far.
They could go for that Tanya 1K if they get some nice calls.
Good. Cream is Ishantan.
The Cream is Ishantan, yeah. With Dora 2. Can Pon for Tenpai.
Can Pon
especially
for
if the Dora gets
Tenpai.
offered.
Yeah, if the Dora gets offered, you take it and you Tenpai. Would like to Riichi, obviously. So we've got Ipeko chances. We've got a lot of options. So we can even just take a different Ryanman wait if we draw a 4-man, for example.
Yeah. 4-man. Yeah.
2-man's no good, but yeah, 4-man's okay.
Yeah. Could have kept the 1 so for the slightly wider Ishanten, but loses Tanyao, so not that appealing.
No.
8-man.
The 8-man throw now, you pretty much have to throw the 3-man if you draw the 4-man.
Yeah, you have like
Well, I mean like that choice is
interesting call would be like 4-pin. Obviously you can't call the 1-pin. I wonder if they take the 4-pin Tenpai, which could come out soon if
So let's see, there's the choice. Oh, it is Pond away.
Oh, but he gets denied the choice because Tanya 1K pons it for finally a Tanya 1K. Waiting on the 4-7 man.
4-7 man. It's 5 left.
Yeah, Wire Lord also Tenpai waiting on 2-5 man. We do of course see the 2 mans pond away there.
Pretty dead.
Yeah.
2 left.
I wonder if we see a Chang card.
Chang.
I want to see a Chang card.
I've only ever had one Chang card in my life. But it is a very... I think it's one of the most... the 4-man's coming out here.
Tenpai for a seat for the Itsu, but has to cut the 4-man, which deals into Tanya 1K for Tanya 1K. Finally.
Tanya 1K.
Finally.
And with that, the roller
and that ends it.
Comes to an end. We are Lord with a massive win for Junk and Sumo. Yes.
Yeah, 120 is massive.
That's a big win.
Are they gonna?
So we'll have to see if they want to come in for an interview or not. Let's have a look. I don't know what Discord name they go by. Hold on. It's Raven like a desk. Let's check. Yeah, big wins, big wins. We've seen a couple 100 games before, 100k games.
Have we seen 100k?
We have, not this season, but we've definitely seen people go over 100k. I don't know if they've stayed there, or maybe it's just plus 100. Maybe it's not 100k. I feel like it's been at least one though. So just checking if they want an interview or not. Obviously, it's a bit hard with the times of day. Yep, no mic, that's fine.
That's fine, but what a massive game.
Yeah, massive game. We'll bring up the replay. I imagine the other games are all over. Yes, they are. Yes,
yeah. Yeah, well, we were thinking maybe this was a quick game, but then like...
Yeah, we might get the catch.
Wirelord's like, nah.
I will just quickly say, yeah, in the other games we had Nosti win for Ishkanare, and we had Jay win for the Crimson Wonders, if I remember correctly. Yes. So, and Cheese took a third. So Cheese ended up first, third, fourth in the end.
That's pretty good still. I think
it's not bad for a weekend, is it?
Yeah. So, alright, we'll look at the standings a bit. I think we just like review this game. Like, if you just look at the...
If we just look at the round view, South 3 is where it all happened, obviously, but it started in the very first hand with this like, 2k hand.
Yeah, it starts like normal. It's like everyone's winning like decent hands, and like not too showy.
Yeah, this was the average win, and yeah, we had another 2k win. We had a 7-7 win. Shortly after, same by
and then we start ramping up. We start seeing these Munguns and people flipping positions and all that stuff. Yeah, this is where I like.
Yeah, that there's not much you can do about that.
Yeah.
Rikoku, and then it started in South 1 technically, actually.
South 1. So I think was it a
so
we
had
gets the dealer
Hanemon, we had a seat get the dealer Hanemon, which was this was the was this a Riichi, and then what?
Oh yeah, they hit like Riichi pin through door 2,
and then you hit the Ura for the Hanemon. Yeah. Which was
so
more like good for a seat.
That was you jinxing them.
that was me jinxing.
Like, oh, they have a safe first.
I was like, oh, it's a pretty safe first, and. We had the first win here by fucking We Are Lord, and then it all started here. The Chun with the Aura Free, the Bybard, and then we had the Chi Toy. This wasn't even the Chi Toy. This was the
Honitsu.
The Honitsu with the Miso Shongun, by the way.
Miso.
Could have been Shosangan. I mean, obviously,
could have been Shosangan.
It could have been, should have been, wasn't.
Could have been a Hanemon as well if they seen it on the 5, so 5-mon.
And then a 7-7 win here with the...
Yes.
Yeah, this was the Tenpai push.
This is just a Riichi... Is that hit Ura 2? I think it hits Ura 2, yeah.
It's Ura 2, because naturally. The Riichi Nami into Ura 2. And then this is the Chi Toy, then, was it? No, this was not the Chi Toy.
So the 4-mon. So where's the 4-mon come from?
Oh, it comes from here because.
Yeah, because the Nakasuji. Well, it's not really Nakasuji. So one mon is still live, but that's just like a Tenpai keep. Oh, Nakasuji trap.
It's Nakasuji against
the Ascete.
Ascete, yes.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess you don't really have. You could push the 9-pin. It's safe against dealer, I guess.
Well, you could come 7-mon. 7-mon safe. And
8-mon that's fully safe.
Chance
yeah.
And safe against dealer.
But I guess
no, that's you keep your Tenpai. You're like, oh, what have I got to lose? I'm like, well, a dealer.
Yeah, 12-6.
Another 12k.
Oh yeah, and
then
this is the dealer Chi Toy Ishanten from turn 1.
And so they Cream draws a ton. It is Shonpai, so it's not safe. They do have safe tiles in their hands, so
Yeah,
I'm gonna be harsh. This
is a pretty rough decision.
You did this.
So you can fold from here if you don't like the East. You've got a 6-pin you can throw now.
They had like 5. They have 6p. They have 5-so. They have Suji.
Yeah. But yeah, just keeping the efficiency and being like, surely East doesn't deal in.
Yeah.
It deals into Chitoy, obviously, and then naturally when
it hits
Ura, the straight shortcut to Hanuman, as it's known for.
Yeah, and then that's 100, or not quite 100k, and then like a few little wins here and there. But
yeah, this was the one that got the 100k. This was just the non.
Yeah, so unfortunately for
the 6-pin, which was the deal-in tile, but Yakunashi meant that it was safe. And then shortly after that, the Riichi.
Oh yeah, so one man push. Like, what do you have got to lose? Like, you lose your dealership. You lose just as much if you folded anyway.
So this was the hand where you didn't like the decision here to keep the 2-pin.
Yes.
Because your shapes are basically set already.
Well, what did they cut for it? I think they cut the Manzu shape.
The Manzu shape.
So they cut their Rianman.
So I guess not liking the fact you already see 2 of the 1-mans gone.
Yeah, I'm just like what does, well, like you thinking like what does a 2-pin like let you accept? It lets you pawn 3-pin, which you could technically do already. Lets you pawn 5-pin, and which you could do already.
The only thing I can think of, if you draw a 6-pin, then you can cut a 5-pin, but you could, I think, still do that already.
You can still do that already, yeah.
Yeah.
So the 2-pin is like...
It's pretty redundant.
It's redundant, yeah. So you just...
And the decision to keep it really slowed down the hand, because then you're like, well, I'm not keeping the Manzu, you have to cut the 2-man, I have to cut the 2-man again. And we eventually found the Tenpai.
Yeah, and it's like, it's weak, but it's actually like not that bad in the wall, all things considered. Like, for something like this shape, like a 2-out is not actually that bad. But no, they did deal in the end. Ends up being quite a small deal in, but
yeah. And that was it. That was what broke 100k, and then the match we ended. We had the small win by Cream, and then the other small win by Tanya 1k, which closed out the match.
Yeah. The final Tanya 1k.
The final Tanya 1k. So that was that Hanchan.
That was that. Let's look at what that's done to the standings.
That put Junkin Sumo all the way up into 8th.
8th. So they were second last, and now they are.
I think they were second last. Oh, hold on. I actually have a look. They were in. Oh, they were in second last. You're right.
They were in second last. Yeah.
Oh, let me move that over. There you go. So, yeah, with that. Straight up into 8th, and this is what we've been saying all the time. All it takes is a good game.
One game. That was a monster of a game, but
puts them into 8th, which I mean obviously isn't safe for now because you've got pretty much every team right behind you. But yeah, it's a start, and all you need is a start, and then from there you can build upon that foundation and just sort of keep aiming upwards.
Yeah, and like you can see like the impact that's had on like the other teams, right? Like Tile Dreaming, and
a big negative from Tile Dreaming and Tanya Sensation. Has really separated the top of that table.
But now it's like we've got like totally different kind of like a breakdown, right? Before where we had like we still kind of have 2 strong top teams, and then there's like a big gap. But now it's like really like leveled out between like 3rd down to 12th,
7th. 3rd down to 7th is
basically
one match.
7th, and then there's a bit of a gap.
And then there's a bit of a gap again, but yeah, like that. I mean, let's say Junk and Suma gets another big first that could get them, closer to ±0.
Yeah.
And then if any of these above teams take a big 4th,
yeah, if any of like the bottom 8 teams versus like some of the teams in like the top 8, like, and there's like a first and fourth placement, you can basically almost like imagine like the scores just flipping.
Exactly.
Like if you like target a rival, not target, but have that in like as a goal, and you get first and they get fourth, it is almost always like a 100-point flip.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
So,
just as we just saw. Like if I bring up the actual the standings for that
well,
game.
this was an insane one, but that's like a 200.
That's a 200-point flip. Like that's big.
That's a.
And
I mean, it happens, but
it happens.
Even just
common.
like half of that,
Yeah.
which is like a 50k win, like.
Unless even a game above it is with our cheese here.
Yeah.
The first game we watched, that's 100k almost.
Yeah.
In fact, just on the 100.
It's a 100-point flip. Yeah.
It's 100 points, and that was a pretty regular game. Despite Cheese's Ipatsu shenanigans.
Yeah, so still not decided.
No, 100% not decided yet. Keep going, keep pushing. We love to watch, and we love to see what you guys can do. It's really fascinating. It's really fascinating to watch the teams jostle and jockey for positions and stuff like that. But yeah, that'll be the end from us for tonight. Thank you to Jaffa, first of all, for coming in, despite having not done anything with the team league so far this season.
That's fine. I still watch. Just
yeah,
to
you still
see
watch
what shenanigans you guys are up to.
So yeah, we appreciate it. Going forward from the next week's going forward, we'll be having 3 games each Sunday, so we'll be running an hour longer. So yeah, don't forget to put forward extra teams members for each of those games, because otherwise, make the organizers chase after you, make them all grumpy. But yeah, we'll be back. We'll be back next week. Same time, same place. So yeah, thanks for tuning in.
All right. See you guys later.
Everyone have a good rest of